Looking forward to the game this weekend with Pitt. Expecting to have great support from our fans there as well. With this being an in-state game, I know there's been a scramble for tickets all off-season since the game was announced. I think obviously being in the same state and the past history of the game is really going to put a major emphasis on it. To me, a rivalry, there's no doubt, is there from a historical perspective. But once again, to me, a rivalry isn't something that you have to have a discussion about. The fans, the media, the players, the coaches all view it that way. And once again, none of our players have ever played against Pitt, and none of our players have ever seen a Penn State Pitt game in their lifetime. Again, I don't think they're watching many games at 2, 3, and 4 years old. So, yeah, there's elements there from a historical perspective. There's no doubt about it. But again, our players haven't done that. So for us, we approach this, like every other game on our schedule. Keep our focus consistent. Focus on the process of being successful, not the results or not a specific type of game. And our guys are excited about it. But I think everybody understands the significance of it. I mean, we've been hearing about it all off season. There's no doubt about it. But our approach is consistent week in and week out. Yeah, obviously, again, we have talked about this game with our players. We have done that. Again, I don't think we have to talk about it a whole lot because they understand and they hear it all the time. They have friends that play at Pitt. They have family members that went to Pitt. There's a lot of that. So I think it naturally just happens. I've been a part of rivalry games in the past. When I was at Vanderbilt, we played Tennessee, in the same state, and we approached it. Like every other game, kept our routine the same, kept our process the same, and we were fairly successful. If you look at the history of that rivalry, and then you look at the success that we had there, pretty successful. So we want to keep our routine the same. In my 22 years of doing this, I think you have to be very careful when you tell your players that this game is more important than another game. Then I think you have a tendency to come out and play inconsistent. Guys will be emotionally high one game and be low the next. So keep our process the same, focus on the results of being successful and not things that are outside of your control. And again, naturally these things are going to happen without me having to do it. It's like, if you're playing an opponent like Pitt, or if you're playing a top 25 or a top 10 opponent or a top 5 opponent, or a whiteout game, it's not like I have to come in and tell them, hey guys, this is a whiteout game. I'm not sure if you know that's a big game for us. These things naturally happen without us emphasizing it. I don't think it's any different than it would be any other game where there's no conversation saying we're going to hold plays from the playbook back. I think that's how it is every single week. You have the playbook and there's 100% of it. That's always kind of a discussion. But I don't think it goes the way people kind of see it or think it goes. So you have 100% of the game plan, and you pick the plays that you have in the playbook that fit that specific team. So it may be 50% of the playbook, and then the next week it may be a different 50% based on the team and the style of play it is. So it's not like we were holding anything back or using anything in the future or things like that. It's just, what are the plays that give us the best chance to be successful against Kent State? What are the best plays that give us a chance to be successful against Pitt? It's not an approach to hold things back. The spring game, the spring game is about going out and playing clean and allowing guys to play fast, and you're fairly vanilla. Again, not necessarily because you're trying to hold things back, but you just want the game to go smoothly, and you want guys to play fast. So there's a little bit about holding it back probably for your first game as well. But once the season starts, you're running things that you think give us the best chance to be successful.